Welcome back to Arsenal News TV, and today we're going to look at the signing of Martin Odegaard to Arsenal. So we're going to break this video down into four things. First, we're going to talk about the deal itself, then we're going to talk about Arsenal's transfer plan to try and sign Martin Odegaard, and then we're going to talk about Martin Odegaard being ready for the game versus Chelsea, and finally talk about if Martin Odegaard is a good signing, and is he going to be one that will prosper in an Arsenal shirt and really be a good bit of business. So let's get right into it. So Martin Odegaard to Arsenal, here we go, and deal confirmed. This especially comes from Fabrizio Romano. It's a permanent move and it's a bit less than 40 million euros to Real Madrid. Personal terms were already agreed before the deal was agreed with Real Madrid, and it was agreed on a 5-year contract. And it was clear that Edu and Mikel Arteta wanted Martin Odegaard as the only priority since June. The strategy was correct, and now it's a done deal. And there were other reporters such as the likes of Dharmesh Sheth, someone that really backed Arsenal when it comes to comparing them to Manchester City. Martin Odegaard from Real Madrid to Arsenal is an advanced and a done deal. There is still work to be done on the deal, which is thought to be initially £30 million, rising to £34 million, and he needs to be registered by midday Friday to be available for Chelsea on Sunday. Arsenal also tried for James Maddison this window, but proved difficult. So these are the reporters stating that it's a done deal between Arsenal and Real Madrid for the likes of Martin Odegaard, who will be an Arsenal player until June 2026. So now we're going to talk about Arsenal's Martin Odegaard transfer plan, and Martin Odegaard was a player that Mikel Arteta was very keen to bring to the Gunners. And for me, he was a player that was one of 3 players Mikel Arteta was looking at in the transfer window, and that was Martin Odegaard, James Maddison, and the likes of Houssem Aouar. And when it comes to Martin Odegaard, he's someone that has that half a year of experience in the Premier League after joining the Gunners on that loan move to Arsenal from Real Madrid, and that was seen as a good bit of business, as Arsenal did need to find a creative midfielder to replace Mesut Ozil, and they weren't able to find a long-term replacement at that moment in time in January, as it is very difficult to do deals in the January transfer window, so they went with a temporary solution in the form of Martin Odegaard. And Martin Odegaard was then brought in, and Mikel Arteta realised that the way he performed in that period of time where he was an Arsenal player in that 6-month loan deal, he really thought that he would be the next big thing, and he was very keen on bringing Martin Odegaard to the Gunners. And when it comes to Fabrizio Romano, he claimed a week or so that Arsenal were looking for a creative midfielder. The next signing will be a creative midfielder, and there was all that talk between that transfer battle between the reporters like AFC Bill, other people such as David Ornstein, Fabrizio Romano, Charles Watts, and Chris Wheatley. There was a battle really talking about who also is going to sign Ødegaard, Maddison, or Houssem Aouar. And it looks like Ødegaard was the guy that Fabrizio Romano claimed, and AFC Bill did claim that it was James Maddison, but we will definitely forgive for that statement. But Ødegaard is definitely going to be a big player in my eyes, and Arteta always wanted Martin Odegaard as the main priority. So in terms of Martin Odegaard, he is being brought in. I think this was probably one of the quickest deals Mikel Arteta and Edu were able to complete in this transfer market, because I think the deal started to get really interesting on the Saturday or the Sunday, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then the deal was confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. And the main reason why this deal is going at a very fast rate is for Arsenal to try and bring Martin Odegaard to the game versus Chelsea, after Arsenal were very shocking before the game versus Brentford, where they looked very awful. And Martin Odegaard is an Arsenal player, but there was only the medical, the paperwork, and the usual formalities, which suggests that also a boost for Mikel Arteta was the fact that he didn't need to quarantine because he was double vaccinated, and is all that needs to be sorted before he will be able to play versus Chelsea. And this is a transfer deal that I expect to be announced as this video is being released, because Martin Odegaard is a player that knows the Arsenal training ground. He knows the Arsenal players. He knows the bonds between everything. He knows everything. He's just been there a few minutes ago. It's like taking a break before he get back into the team, and that's pretty much what happened to Martin Odegaard. He's got a bit of break where he did have some experience in a different club, but enough more than that, he is someone that is definitely going to play in the game versus Chelsea, and I think he will be a very good important player for Mikel Arteta, someone that he could bring off the bench or someone that he can have straight away in the team as well if he really wants to go at it versus Chelsea, because if we lose that game, which I think is a must win, then it will be very shambolic for Mikel Arteta. So moving on to the final thing of this video, we're going to talk about why Martin Odegaard was signed by Arsenal and if he was a good signing. And if he will turn out to be a good signing is the real things. So in terms of Martin Odegaard, I think he's a very young, high potential footballer, and I think he has elite passing, elite first control, and he has an elite first touch as well. I think he's a quality playmaker. I think when it comes to this deal, it's relatively good because of the fee. It's only 30 to 40 million euros. We're hitting that 40 million euro mark, and he already has a lot of experience in the Premier League already, and he already has a lot of experience in football as a whole. He's played in Real Sociedad, he's played in various amounts of clubs, and he's also aesthetically pleasing on the ball as well, and he's a player that is really loved by the fans. In terms of the cons, there's going to be a little goal threats, and he's too safe in possession at certain moments, and he has a bit of a poor injury record. But overall, I think this will be a great signing by Mikel Arteta. I think there was 3 players, as we mentioned earlier: Jose Mauer, Martin Odegaard, or James Maddison. James Maddison was seen as the star, the player that all Arsenal fans wanted. Martin Odegaard seen as the player that will be making the most sense, and Jose Mauer seen as a cheap option. But Ødegaard for me is the right option at this moment in time because it will give some funds for other positions. I think when it comes to Ødegaard, it will be a great signing in this transfer window if also utilize the money that is saved, or if they were to spy James Maddison on other important positions such as that right back, such as that striker, such as that goalkeeper that we definitely so desperately need at this football club. But I think this is a brilliant deal by Mikel Arteta, and for 40 million euros, a little bit less than that, I think it's a very good deal. So we will have to wait and see how Arsenal will use the summer transfer window in the end. Make sure you check out the FA Cup poster using the special link I've put below in the description, and smash that like button to see if you can reach 30 likes. Also subscribe for more daily videos and share the video with your Arsenal friends and family. Click one of the latest videos on the screen and I'll see you there.